Ladies, gents, boys and girls, Papa Smoke back again for another video. Okay, so this is the one I promised you yesterday. I've been promising you it for a while actually. I was just waiting for some things to come from my botanica. So today's video is on protection, cleansing, and spiritual hygiene. Okay, so a lot of you know I've joined a paranormal investigations team, which is quite a smart move to be fair with you, because a book all can do quite well in a paranormal investigations team. Now, as I am from the world of sorcery and the world of magic, excuse me, I know there are some rather nasty things out there that go bump in the night. Yeah. I know a lot of paranormal investigators don't really prepare themselves properly for this. Well, a lot of you, shall we say, amateurs out there don't. I'm a professional spiritualist, so I don't count myself as an amateur. A lot of you don't do any sort of protection rituals or anything like that beforehand, and a lot of you don't take any protection with you. Props to those that do, though. Just to let you know, by the way, all those people you look up to, such as the people from Dead Files, the people from Ghost Hunters, all of them people, yeah, they usually have some sort of pre-investigation protection ritual, or if they're religious, prayers, and some post-investigation protection rituals and prayers that they do before they go on investigations. Yeah. So I thought I'd talk to you about ours today. So, as some of you know, I'm a qualified Reiki master, third degree master teacher. Yeah. So as part of the protections, what I do is I build an aura shield around people. So at the beginning of the investigation, I'll do a ritual where I will cleanse their auras, and then I will place an aura shield around them to stop anything attaching to them. At the end of the investigation, I will cleanse their aura as well and do what we call cord cutting, so removing any links of anything that's attached to them while we've been there. However, this is more of a precaution than is actually necessary, because the other methods of protection I do and I have the team do basically negates the possibility of being attached anyway. So let's talk about the mental side of things first, the psychics kind of things first. There are such things as aura shields, cord cutting, and things like that that are extremely good for protection. I will put in the comments a link to a channel called Divine White Light Reiki, where you can get aura shields, cord cuttings, transmuting negative energy into positive, remove curse and spell, all those sorts of things. Yeah. I'll put a link in the description or the comments for that. I'll also put a link to something that's called the Triple Shield meditation. I've been doing this for years and years and years, and this Triple Shield meditation takes you about 15 minutes to do. It's a guided meditation. It's extremely strong. Protects you on the physical, astral, and spiritual realms. Yeah. Again, this is one that protects you from attachments and protects you from negative energy from the living as well as from the dead. What's handy about this particular meditation is throughout the day, when you feel you need it, you can pulse back energy psychically into each layer of the shield, strengthening it and making it stronger. Um, so things such as your own psychic level of protections and stuff like that are quite good. Now, most advanced energy workers, we'll call them light workers and stuff, and Reiki masters and things like that. Also, we can use the universal energy, and we can fill the area up with the universal energy to push anything negative out of that area. Or in the event of a direct spiritual attack where it's coming at you, you can actually point your right hand at it if you're an energy worker and project a bright white light at the entity that's attacking you, and it will repel it, it'll repulse it. Yeah, kind of picture it as Expecto Patronus from Harry Potter, but less dramatic. But that's the sort of thing. You put your hand out, project the energy, and it projects a bright white light, pushes the thing away. There's a lot of psychic things you can do, and it's very important that pre and post investigations you do things to keep your energies clear. Reason being is negative energy attracts negative spirits. Yeah, this is why some of my peers in this field, shall we say, are a bit dumb, because you go to investigations and you shout abuse at spirits to rile them up. You don't help the person who's been haunted. And in cases where it's actually a place that makes money off being haunted and doesn't want the entity removing, you're not really doing them any favors riling the spirit up either, especially if they've got to live or work there. Because the spirit goes around annoyed. You've done your investigation, wound it up and got a reaction, and the spirit gets annoyed. So what energy you feed the spirits is the energy you get back, yeah? So if you're loving and respectful and kind to the spirits, that's the energy you'll get back. However, if you start saying, oh, you're a murderer, you're a scumbag, blah, 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 no wonder you got hung, blah, 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 yeah? Right? Then this is wrong. You're projecting negative energy at that spirit. You're feeding it negative energy. And like I said, hate begets hate, negativity begets negativity. So what you'll get then is a negative reaction. Which is great for camera. Yeah, brilliant for camera. It's not really good for the owner of the property, and it's not really good for resolving if you're going to resolve a haunting. Yeah, so be careful what energy you put out there. Always keep your energies clean and your auras clean. Now, one of the ways I keep my energies and auras clean is by doing things like a power bath, or in this particular case, a cooling bath. So, a power bath or a cooling bath in voodoo is where we put specific ingredients, such as this particular oil here. You see, it says spiritual cleanser oil. This would go in a bathtub, and you would sit in that bathtub, absorb it all in. We do what in voodoo we call a lave tete. I also use things such as spirit cleansing incense, because it's not just an incense, it's actually a herbal mixture that can be applied to power baths, floor washes, and incense burners as well. We put these in the power baths and we do something called a lave tete, or a washing of the head. So in a power bath, you put your cleansing oils in there. If anyone wants to know where to get hold of these from, by the way, it's from John Speetles from Grey Hedge. I'll get his details for you. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that's where I get my stuff from. That's my botanica. Yeah. He's a very, very, very good man, very fair priced, excellent businessman. You always get what you pay for. That bottle was massive and it didn't cost me too much at all. So anyway, the process of lave tete, or washing of the head, which is something you should do after an investigation and prior to an investigation, to be fair. You have your ingredients in the bath, yeah. You can charge the bath with your own divine white light, Reiki kind of energy, if you like, as well. And what you do is you scoop up the water, put it over your head, and let the water dribble down your head, dribble down your body, and back into the bath. While you're doing this, it's handy to visualize all the negative energy in your body being pulled out of you by the mixture, like a black sludge, all coming out into the bath. Sorry, my hair's an absolute mess today. Just come out of the shower because I've been running. All the negativity pouring out of you like a black sludge into the water. And what this will do is all the negative energy will then remain in the bathtub water until you remove the plug and let it go down the drain. Now, you can also use crystals and stones in this process and for protection in general, which we'll cover in a moment. But in the lave tete process, if you use crystals and stones, it'd be things such as black onyx or black obsidian, which soaks up the negative energy. We wouldn't use tourmaline in the bath, which repels the energy. We'll cover tourmaline in a minute, but we'd use something like black obsidian or black onyx, yeah, basically, in order to soak up that energy in the stone. Once the energy is soaked in the stone, again, that divine white light Reiki channel, for example, they do a crystal cleansing video. You can cleanse it right out of the stone after that. So this is quite important, is keeping your personal energies clear. If your personal energies are clean and clear, you're less likely for something negative to want to attack you, in fact, to actually be able to feed off of negative energies. Plus, you must have a clear mind and clear energies when you go to investigations. If you don't have a clear mind and clear energies when you go to investigations, rather advanced spirits can manipulate you, make you sick, make you argue with your team, make you fight with your team, make you argue with the owners, make you fight with the owners. You understand, they can psychically influence you for a very, very negative sort of happenings to be going on. So it's very, very important that you keep your energies clean prior to and after an investigation. Okay, so another thing I do is cleansing incense. So we keep the area clean and cleansed as well. If we were resolving a haunting, we would use the spirit cleanse incense, yeah, and we would burn that, and we would do what's called a smudging process. So let me get you a picture of smudging. We can also use sage sticks and stuff like that. This specific incense, I put in a censer, which is something you swing around. I've actually got one coming. So you put a coal in it, put the incense on top, light the coal, put the incense on top, swing the censer around. Yeah, but more traditional types of smudging involve sage sticks. Yeah, this is a kind of incense I made myself before I met my botanica. It also works in power baths too. So such as sage sticks, you can use them for cleansing as well. Now, I must say here that every blooming chicken Wiccan I have ever spoke to, yeah, thinks that the be all and end all to remove a negative spirit is to smudge. No, not necessarily. Sometimes smudging will weaken the spirit and it will push the spirit away temporarily and it will come back with a vengeance because you've tried to remove it. Yeah. So just remember, smudging isn't always the answer. Now, there are some occasions where the property owners who may want you to resolve a haunting, or even in your own home, if you're cleansing your own home, they don't want smoke. Smoke stinks. So we can use the same sort of process, so the same sort of incense and the same sort of oils, yeah, in what we call a floor wash. So a floor wash, you put the incense and the oils in a warm mop bucket, and very much like smudging, you start from the furthest point away from the front door. So usually it's up in the attic, that furthest point away from the front door, up in the attic at the other side of the house from where the front door is, and we would do it all attic, all the floor, for all the upper floors, moving down to the kitchen, any hallways, living rooms, and then straight out the front door. Now, with smudging, you're supposed to leave either a window in the front room or front door, but open a crack to allow negative spirits and negative energies to leave. Yeah. With floor washing, you get the dirty water and you throw it out. So you're throwing the spirits out, you throw it out, so you're throwing all the negativity out. This is a really good way of keeping the energies clear in your house. It's a really good way of stopping anything negative being able to attach to you or attach to your house. And it's actually used in voodoo. So you don't actually have to smudge, you don't have to floor wash. Now, I know what you're thinking, Papa, I don't like smoke and I've got a carpet. No problem. Yeah. Use the incense as a shake and vac. So basically, same process, furthest apart away from the door, shake it all over the place, yeah. Vacuum as you go, yeah. Because what you're doing is the incense is hitting the ground. The effects of the herbs will kick in straight away. It doesn't have to be burnt or dissolved in water. The effects of the herbs will kick in straight away. And as you're vacuuming it, you're sucking the negative energy up with you as you go. Remember, spirits can change shape and size, especially if they're quite advanced. So get all nooks and crannies and corners and everywhere that you can. This is why a lot of witches prefer smudging, because it's easier to waft the smoke into difficult to reach areas, and things such as furniture don't have to be moved around and stuff like that. But like I said, there are options if you don't like smoke. Now, let me talk to you about these oils, yeah? Just let me come back on your screen a second. Let me talk to you about these oils. You see, another way I protect the team when we go and invest them with specific oils. Yeah. So this oil I had made from John Spiegels, my Botanica spirit cleansing oil. What we do is I get the team to do this themselves, by the way. We get the dropper, drop it on your hand, rub your finger in it, drop it on your left hand, rub your finger in it with your right hand, and then you draw a protective symbol on your head. I do this while uttering a prayer, to be honest with you. Prayers contain words of power. We'll cover another kind of words of power in a moment. But prayers contain words of power. So I use no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and all those that rise up against me in judgment thou shalt condemn. I don't then finish it with for mine is the glory and the service of the Lord, because I'm not a Christian. But having enough faith in the first part, yeah, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and all those that rise up in judgment against me, thou shalt condemn, while drawing a protective symbol on your forehead with the oil, yeah, is good enough to protect you and prevent attachments, especially if you've took my advice prior and you've had a cleansed home, so you're not taking any negative energies from the home, and you've had a cleansed self, whether that's doing Lavitech power bath kind of thing, or whether that's doing Reiki, or however you cleanse yourself, however you cleanse your aura. Now, the symbol I use is not one you'll be used to. If you ask in the comments, I'll show you it, but it's called the Planetary Master Key from Planetary High Magic. The reason I use it is it's the most protective symbol you can get. It's an expression of every esoteric and occult symbol individually and in all possible combinations at once for the purpose of protection. Yeah, it's also used in the banishing ritual that I use, which is the combined middle pillar and full banishing ritual of the Planetary Master Key. Yeah, this symbol is very protective. It's something I have a lot of faith in and a lot of belief in, but you guys might not have a lot of faith in that or a lot of belief in that. So you guys might want to use the pentagram, the cross, the inverted pentagram, the equilateral cross, whatever symbol you feel is the most protective for you, because it's important that you have faith in it. Yeah. It will protect you when you draw it on your head with the oil, on your forehead with the oil, and you can empower it, like I said, by uttering specific words. Yeah. Some people may want to use a psalm, some people may want to use those words that I've said, some people may have their own custom, yeah, on custom words. Now, referring back to smudging, um, sage isn't the answer to everything, and sometimes I use Palo Santo. Yeah, so this came from Jules. Shout out to Jules, absolutely lovely lady, amazing. She sent me this. She sourced it from an ethical place before people get into my inbox and say, "Oh, Palo's in danger." No, it came from an ethical place. Um, Palo Santo is extremely good. It's high vibrational. In fact, what all these ingredients have got in common, yeah, all these ingredients, including the Palo and the picture of the sage I sent you, have got in common, yeah, is when they are being used and spiritually, they are an extremely high resonance, a high vibrational resonance. Things that are negative or mean you harm or of the lower astral hate high vibrational resonance. Yeah, it's literally repulsive to them. It gets rid of them and makes them go. So things such as that can be used. We can use certain singing bowls to do cleansings and stuff like that. And just while we're on talking about high vibrational resonance, it might be interesting to know that certain Tibetan monks actually conduct exorcisms through laughter. Yeah, exactly. You heard me, through laughter. Laughter is an incredibly high vibrational resonance as well. Yeah. So that's been a little bit about cleansing. Cleansing is very important. It's very important. If you're a spiritual worker like me, it should be done daily. If you're not a spiritual worker, do it weekly. If you're an investigator, definitely before and after investigations. Yeah, definitely before and after investigations. Keep your energies clean, keep your head clean, keep your aura clean, everything. This is why a lot of places as well, a lot of that allow paranormal investigations, they don't want you to go drunk or under the influence of drugs, because you're on the low vibrational resonance then. I know some of the drugs are uppers and stuff like that, but you're not necessarily 100% clean and cleansed then. Yeah. Um, Things like if you go drunk or go stoned, for example, they're downers. Yeah. So you're going to be on a low vibrational resonance, and your energies and your aura aren't 100% clean then. Yeah. So it's very, very important to keep your energies and your aura 100% clean before, during, and after investigations. Um, you can tell when this hasn't been done properly. Like, for example, in Most Haunted, where you'll see one of the gentlemen quite often get sick and get attacked and like, oh, yeah, this is because they haven't done that properly. That literally, and because they're psychics and not fake. It's because they haven't done it properly. They haven't done any sort of ritual. They might do a little prayer on camera beforehand, but they don't have any faith in that they're doing. It's just for drama. So because they don't have any faith in it and they don't do the actual processes correctly and properly and wholeheartedly, that's why they keep getting attacked. That's why they keep looking all sick and messed up when something does attack them, as opposed to people, say, for example, ghost hunters, or as opposed to Amy from Dead Files. They never seem to be touched. You know the reason why? Because of their cleansing and protection routines. Yeah. So, speaking about psychic protection routines, a lot of people have guides and guardians. Yeah. I have a little edge here because I have certain pacts called gads with spirits called lua. Yeah. So this is what we call a vivi from one of the lua that protects me. This is him and his wife, Baron Samedi and Maman Brigitte. Yeah. I have specific pacts of protection with these spirits in order to prevent spiritual attachments, to prevent magical attacks, to prevent all sorts of harm. Yeah, all sorts of harm. They're incredibly powerful, incredibly strong, and these are deities of the dead. So when they have to step in, which is quite rare, but when they have to step in, the dead listen. If they don't, they'll get dragged back to where they belong. Um, so you can have your guides and guardians around you as well. There's a couple, I think they're called the psychic detectives, where they don't actually use any tech or any equipment. They go out and they use their psychic senses and they use the Reiki. And basically, at the end of the haunting to resolve it, they'll open a doorway and cross the spirit over. Yeah, I'm quite capable of doing that. That's why I showed you my credentials as a Reiki master. However, My protection is a lot stronger than just Reiki. It's deities, basically, that are extremely old and specialize in working with the dead. One of the objectives of our paranormal investigation team, yeah, is to help the dead find peace. So we want to investigate in a respectful manner, investigate, not agitate, yeah, in a respectful manner, yeah, prove their existence, communicate with them, yeah, and then if the owner of the property would like to, we will try to cross them over. If they're holding on, we may have to do an exorcism, or as a booker, what I can also do is do a deal with the spirit, do a deal with the devil. So what we do here, this is quite unique, and you may see it on the show rarely and occasionally. What we do here is we create a sacred jar called a govy. The govy is actually locked down with Solomonic seals because voodoo is a mixture of magic from all around the world, regardless of what any like racist lies people will tell you. It's a mixture of magic from all around the world. It's amalgamated into one big ass powerful system. And a govy is a sacred jar, like I said, locked down with Solomonic seals. Sometimes in a worst case scenario, if it's getting to the point where it has to be an exorcism, exorcisms can be traumatic to the practitioner and the spirit. Yeah. So sometimes it's better to do a deal with the devil. So what we do is we say, right, if you don't want kicking out of here, you can leave here and you can come home and work for me. Please get in this govy. Yeah. So if the spirit agrees, it gets in the govy. You shut the govy, it's then bound to the govy. You can only leave the govy to work for the owner. Then the owner will request it to do something. And based on the nature of the spirit, it'll do it. When I put spirits in govies, I put them up for sale. You have to feed them, otherwise they'll attack you. And they are only the Solomonic seals mean they're only bound to the bearer. So the bearer of the govy is the person that can control the spirit. The spirit cannot leave the govy without being asked by the bearer to do X, Y, Z. Yeah, but this we're getting into advanced voodoo and a bit off the topic here. So let's get back on topic. Let's get back on topic. So guides and guardians. Yeah, when things go really, really, really wrong, yeah, and Baron Samedi and Maman Brigitte may be not able to intercede. Papa Gide can. Papa Gide is actually used for what we call soul snatching and exorcisms. So he's basically capable of snatching a soul, whether that's alive or dead. And in paranormal sort of investigation things where we're doing exorcisms and stuff, the soul snatching process is he will grab them and he'll drag them back to the spirit world, to the part of the spirit world where they're supposed to be. Yeah. However, when things go really, really, really wrong, and a spirit attaches to you, let's say it's a super powerful, what you would deem as a demon, a super powerful negative entity that's was never alive, it's not of the living, it's something else. Yeah, we can do something called closing the gates of hell. This Veve is a Veve of Metkafu, my Mette, and Mette is the spirit, is one of the spirits that walks with you. So in voodoo, we have two spirits that walk with us. Mette, master of the head, governs your personality and how you think. This is why I used to be quite fiery, because Metkafu is very fiery. Metkafu is my Mette, and Baron Samedi is my Favete, my voice of reason. So he's a person that instructs me a lot, and he's the person that compels me to help the dead. So in voodoo, when we serve the dead, we serve the dead. We help heal them and we help cross them over. I've had situations where people have sent me negative items that were attached or possessed. I've done energy healing, kindness, and compassion with these spirits, and now they're in a much better tranquil state. Yeah, you see, some spirits are in tranquil, but not to the power level of Magnet Peel Sesh. Some spirits are in tranquil because they died bad, but they're not of a deific magnitude of power. In which case, it's quite possible, sorry, to feed them positive energy over a prolonged period of time, just like you would with a person, and heal their trauma. Yeah, it's easier to cross them over to a more positive place if you heal their trauma. Yeah, they'll also be more open to you if you heal their trauma as well and explain to you what's going on and what they would like. Sometimes when you heal their trauma, you find out that they're upset because somebody moved their headstone, or somebody moved their grave and headstone and put the coffin in the wrong place, or something like that. Sometimes you'll find out it's that simple and there's a way to repair it. Sometimes you'll find out it's more complex and it might take a bit of a longer period of healing and communication in order to repair it. But in voodoo, serving the dead isn't just sticking him in a jar and making him work for you. It isn't just respecting Day of the Dead, and it isn't just going out and exercising and stuff like that. Exorcism's the last resort. To serve the dead, we heal the dead and help them move on. Yeah, break attachments and help them move on. Um, So this has been a little bit about guides and guardians as well. Now, another method of protection I employ while I'm out with the team, and I'm actually going to purchase the team some of these, is spiritual jewelry. So ignore the gold ring and ignore the Armani. They were prosperity works. But if you look on the right hand side, there's the black and red cross keys. Yeah. These are from Papa Legba. Yeah. However, you can also do the same methodology with Hecate. These keys are very protective. Wear one round your neck. Nothing can attach to you. It blocks all harm from the crossroads, whether that's spiritual or magical. Yeah. If you put one at your front door and at your back door, then nothing can attach to your house. Same effect. It stops any negative spirits attaching to you or coming into the home, or any magical attacks being thrown at you at the crossroads. The crossroads in voodoo is where the way between this world and the various spirit worlds. Once we're locked down at the crossroads, nothing can come in unless we invite it. Yeah. I know you can see the symbol of the cross there. In voodoo, we use the cross as a protective symbol. It's not necessarily a Christian symbol. If you understand the symbology of the cross, you'll understand it's not exclusively Christian. Yes, it's used a lot by Christians, but it's not exclusively Christian. We would empower that. Sometimes we can put the essence of a lua in there, so the spirits. So in the cross keys, we could put the essence of Papa Legba or Hecate, and that's how we create them correctly in order to do what I've just said they will do. In the cross, we can put the spirit of Baron Samedi or the Gide in there. Reason being is because the cross is something sacred, is a sacred symbol to them. And another type of cross, the crucifix, we can put the essence of Metkafu in there in order to have sort of like protection and things like that. Metkafu in voodoo is the person responsible for absorbing sin. So any negative, so sin's not necessarily something you've done wrong. The actual definition of sin is negative energy you've accrued either through guilt through doing something wrong, either through you doing a negative action, or if you feel sad or depressed or horrible because you have been wronged in a certain way. That's the full definition of sin. Metcalfu can be represented by the crucifix, and he will take all that negative energy onto his shoulders for you if he's empowered in a crucifix. Not to plug while I'm on this, but there is I can make spiritual jewelry for people. I can do the closing of the gates of hell ritual for people. The closing the gates of hell ritual is, let's say you've been magically attacked or you've met a formidable spirit. What we do is we can go to the crossroads with this bag prepared in a special way, do a ritual, throw the bag behind us, don't look back and walk away. This is symbolic for Metcalfu. Metcalfu will then close the crossroads, the negative part of the crossroads, so that nothing else can attach to you, and everything that is currently attaching to you is cut off by the crossroads, slamming shut on it. So back to spiritual jewelry. Spiritual jewelry is quite good at protection. Yeah, so we can use black obsidian or black onyx, which absorbs negative energy, or one of my favorites. Now I'm getting a sterling silver chain for this coming. Black tourmaline. The reason we don't use black tourmaline in power baths and in cooling baths is it repels negative energy, doesn't absorb it, and that's exactly why you wear it around your neck. Wearing black tourmaline prevents spiritual attachments, prevents negative spiritual attachments, as it bounces things back, bounces things away from you. It's kind of like a get away from me stone. Yeah. It's really, really, really good. Jules, the person that sent me the Paolo, is a heck of a crystal supplier. She doesn't sell quite such small things as these, but she does have quite a few crystals that have been shaped into protective symbols and stuff that are made from black tourmaline. If you check out the Witch's Coven on Facebook, it's called the Witch's Coven. You'll see it's run by Jules, hell of a crystal lady. Her next live is Thursday. There's a damn good chance you will see something on there that's a protective symbol made from black tourmaline. She's very, very, very good. And just regarding the jewelry as well, me and Jules are going to collaborate on that. I'm going to create the spiritual jewelry and she's going to sell it on her lives for me at some point. So stay tuned for that. So cleansing and spiritual hygiene is really, really, really important to prevent attachments. Yeah. Having a plan to deal with things when it is attached is really, really, really important to prevent attachments and hauntings and you fetching things home with you. Respecting the spirits and serving the dead properly is really, really, really important way to protect yourself from attachments and negative hauntings and things like that. I'll put the links to the Aura Shield and the Triple Shield in the description because, like I says, they're all layers of protection. In Magique, we understand that some spirits can be extremely advanced, some practitioners can be extremely advanced. When you're attacked or cursed, a lot of the time, the magician has sent a spirit to do their bidding. Yeah, if you've got so many layers of protection around you, yeah, it can't attach, it can't attack, it'll get bounced back. Yeah, there are some spirits such as Lua, for example, who can attack still. They step through all those layers of protection, which is why we have things such as closing the gates of hell. Now, there's also protection rituals. Yeah, this is called a mojo mirror. It's meant to protect you from attachments. It's meant to bounce any negative energies, intentions, or spirits away from you. And if someone has sent this kind of energy to you, it reflects it back on them and basically teaches them a lesson. So you can protect yourself with ritual as well, which is why I do the combined middle pillar and full banishing ritual of the planetary master key. We've got mojo mirrors and all sorts of things in place in order to protect myself and the whole team. Yeah. So this has been cleansing, banishing, and spiritual hygiene. I'll put some links in the description to do with the meditations and the Divine White Light Reiki channel. And like I said, keep your energies clean. Yeah. Keep your energies clean. Keep your home clean. Keep yourself protected. And no negativity should be expected. I'm Papa Spoke. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which ain't the right lot. And I'll see you next time. Much love.